Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 8, second half, theories, predictions, and clues. We are going to get into some real serious topics tonight. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Once again, do have an announcement. This is going to be the last live stream for a few days, so we will not be streaming Friday night, Saturday night, Christmas Eve, or Christmas. So get all your ideas, get all your thoughts out there tonight, because we will not be streaming again until, we'll probably do random things on Tuesday. I may have some comic book reads, a little bit of gaming, some other stuff sprinkled in the next couple days. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take a little bit of break for the holiday, and we'll ramp it right back up next week. So thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to focus a little bit of the chat tonight on Episode 13 and Episode 14. A couple nights ago, we did 9 and 10, 11 and 12. So this is going to have a couple minor spoilers. Nothing that I think is going to blow you away or change your behaviors of watching or your thought, well, maybe the thought process a little bit, because this one clue could lead to something else. We're going to talk about all those things tonight. I see everybody popping in. Thank you so much, everybody. Special shout out to my moderators as well. So let's get into episode number 13. You can see some of the next two episodes going to be about Rick and Morgan meeting back up. Before we get to Rick and Morgan, though, Episode 13 is supposed to have a Hilltop battle, so maybe after Simon makes his rounds over to the scavengers and takes care of business there, they're going to go up for some of their collection or some of their tribute that is going to be given out, and it looks like Hilltop may actually defend themselves a little bit. Simultaneously, we've got something going on back at Alexandria. The rumors are that the church explodes. So I know we saw a little bit of the church in the background when Rick was kneeling down, probably burying Carl. And here is a little bit of the spoiler, if you guys are ready, is Tobin apparently dies in this battle in episode number 13. So the rumor is it is a tainted weapon like in the comics. So let me know what your thoughts are up to this point, some ideas that you might have if there's going to be a standoff at 13, some events you think that might happen at the Hilltop, or if you think that this is pretty legit with the church actually. There's some other buildings that have already been blown up, so it looks like the church might be the last to go. I know last night we talked about whether Alexandria will be rebuilt. I don't think so. I think it's just going to go down kind of building by building at this point. So while I'm waiting on a few of the comments, just want to remind everybody, this is a live podcast, so everybody that is watching the rerun will not see your comments streaming along the side. So if you type them, I will call on you, and you'll be a part of this video. So let's see what some of the thoughts are out there. Walker Blood ammo. I don't know if it's ammunition, Maggie, or if it's just Lucille or some other weapon that has been tainted in Walker guts and blood. Chronic's like, no, not Tobin. Yeah, I know it's tough, everyone, to say goodbye to Tobin, but he looks like one of the ones that is going to be leaving the show after episode number 13. What's up, Jaden? Thanks for popping in from the UK. We're international. We got people all over. I know a lot of times we're doing these streams, I'll get some people say, hey, it's 3 a.m. here, and we're just wondering where everyone is. So we got a good following all across the globe. Appreciate all of you guys being here. So Carl Weezer says Gregory might die at Hilltop. That's a possibility as well. I haven't gotten a confirmation of that yet, but if there is going to be a little bit of a skirmish at the Hilltop, I don't think Hilltop's going to fall. It might be, you know, just the logistics of the place might be easier for them to attack. So we got California in the house. We're everywhere, man. Indiana. Northside Queen says, bye, Tobin. One less man Carol has to worry about. It's true. Maggie will probably kill Gregory. Or, you know, maybe Jesus will. I mean, Jesus has already observed Maggie take the gun and just gun one of them down. Maybe it's time for him to step up and do something as well. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for being here. Joanna, we're going to get to that in 1 second, but I think You're spot on with that. But I'm going to tell you how the Jared death is going to come about. All right. I'm going to move on a little bit to episode 14 to tell you a couple things that are going to go down there. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of leave it open for chat the last 10, 15 minutes because, there's not a whole lot of spoilers that are out there just yet. So we'll just talk about anything that we think is going to happen because we won't be broadcasting again until Tuesday anyway. So in episode 14, you can see the picture I have up there of Rick and Morgan. The reason is apparently that Rick and Morgan are going to have some of those tied up saviors. So potentially they're going to take a few of them from Hilltop, and I don't know if it's going to be a trade-off with Negan. I get the feeling what's going to happen is there's supposedly going to be a meeting place between Rick and Negan as this war advances. Maybe it's where they're going to kind of go mano-y-mano. But Morgan happens to be there as well. They have several tied up prisoners, and something goes down which triggers Rick and Morgan, and they start killing these tied up prisoners. So I think it might be a double cross where Rick is supposed to meet Negan, and maybe Rick's kind of spread out, in one area. Negan's sort of playing him a little bit, and Negan goes elsewhere. They communicate, and maybe that's where the ambush happens, either on Alexandria or somewhere else. And then Rick and Morgan apparently start killing hostages. So one of the hostages that is supposedly going to die is Jared once and for all in episode number 14. And I think Morgan will probably get the satisfaction of killing Jared, but I don't know how many of the other ones are going to be in this bar location. And I thought it was a little odd, when I was finding out a little bit of the background of this, but that would make a little sense, right? If Rick is tired of fighting and he wants to end this war somehow, and he thinks that they can just do it man to man, well, maybe Negan is not ready to fight Rick man to man at this point. So leave your thoughts based on what potentially could be a bar scene. Rick and Morgan killing hostages. What are your thoughts there? Maggie's like, hell yes, do it. Going with Jared. Don Machiavelli wants not only a kill, he wants Morgan to kill Jared brutally. Yeah, that guy's got to go. I think that's going to be a little reprieve for us because we want some of these saviors gone so bad that when they finally do it, I think the audience is going to get like a we win. So true, so true. Well, it's going to be probably an epic death as well because Jared is just so antagonistic. He just, he's baited this group over and over again, and nobody steps up. They always protect him. Yeah, Gregory, I don't know if Gregory's going to be one of the prisoners that goes with him. I still think that's a death that's going to be either Jesus or Maggie. And the last little tidbit that we have from episode 14 is apparently there are some women that show up with some backpacks. So the rumor is that's where the ladies from Oceanside will officially get back into what's going on. So I don't know how that's going to pan out with Aaron and Enid, but in episode 14 we're supposed to get the Oceanside women back, and maybe that'll help turn the tide of the war once and for all. Because in the previous episode, in 12, this is where we were talking about the scavengers being gone. So Rick's light on some resources right now. Emmy says, Gregory, Jared, and Simon need to go. No word on Simon yet. I think Simon's still going strong. All right, that's a little bit of 13 and 14, so I'm going to open it up and just I'm going to field some questions, some of your thoughts and comments, and we'll sort of talk about those and debate them a little bit. while we're waiting on that, 130, 140 people been in this room. You guys slap that like button, a little bit of holiday cheer, a little bit of holiday love for 909 Gaming, and let's get this thing over 100 likes as quick as possible. Maggie said there are going to be some pissed off women. Well, you know, here's the thing with Oceanside, and I know Enid just shot the grandmother, and it looks at first as if it's not going to go over real well, but I don't know she was super popular. And I think once Aaron gets a chance to sort of tell them, hey, we got Negan's group ready to surrender, or because when Aaron and Enid left, they were still in pretty good shape. They went straight to Oceanside, so they don't know everything that's transpired. They go up to Oceanside and say, you remember all those people that killed your men? We got them. Then it might be enough to turn the tide of the war. Hassan, what's going on, my man? So he wants to know who will find Carl's letter. I think it's going to be Rick. I really think that Carl writing a letter to Rick is going to be what changes Rick's whole demeanor. I think it's going to be in his hat. Joanna wants to know, is Enid going to get a chance to say goodbye to Carl? Joanna, I would doubt it. Only because Oceanside, I think they said, is, I think on the TV show it's in Roanoke, which is probably about 4 hours from, probably about a 4-hour drive from Alexandria. I mean, I guess they could be back. But looks like Carl's in pretty bad shape at the moment. So I don't know that they're going to get back in time. So Mercedes wants to know, what is Sadiq's role in all of this? I think for now, the only thing we've really seen Sadiq do is he's part of the escape plan. And I've seen Rosita, I've seen Michonne, I've seen Daryl, Tara, Sadiq, and Rick all making their way out. No Carl. Didn't see Carl with them. So, and I think that Tobin might have Judith. The way I think this escape is going to go down is I think the big guns, the fighters, are going to clear the way. And then the secondary group will come out. And that'll probably be, where it's a little bit more safety. Tobin probably carrying Judith. Will says, Sadiq is connected to the Oceanside, hence the army jacket. I think he was one of the males that got away, survived. Steph wants to know if Rick will take a Polaroid of Carl. Possibly. There might be some, they might have already taken some Polaroids of Carl. Brian Clayton wants to know, will Judas survive? I'm going to say yeah. I think at this point, with the time skip coming up, if they're going to do the show 4 or 5 more seasons, who knows? Judith could be a central part of that. Because by the time the time skip happens, what's she going to be, 5, 6? A couple more seasons in, she's going to be about the size of little Carl when we first met him. Ooh, that is kind of eerie, Joanna. You think Sadiq is going to be linked to the Whispers? I don't know. I mean, his story seems believable. He's just been out there surviving. So Scott wants to know, what about Father G in all of this? Don't have anything definitive on Father G. I just hope the doctor helps him out and the two of them can get up to Hilltop and help Maggie as well. Left it very vague with him, like his health could go either way. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Michelle says Judith's going to end up being the next Carol. Maybe she'll teach Judith how to grow up and be a badass. Diamond Crawl 77. Thank you. Love you too. Hassan, I don't think Sadiq has a group. I think that would just been so dangerous for him to be out there trying to get some food, and everything appears to be fairly innocent with him. I don't think he's part of a different group or some master plan to sort of get into Alexandra. I mean, he's not in a good spot right now either. He's right there with the rest of them and surrounded. Maggie, that's an interesting point. And I know there's theories out there of who Gracie could belong to. But Negan did make it a point of saying that, one of the areas they took over had a baby in it. Because Carl said, my baby sister's in there, there's families in there. And Negan pointed out the fact that, well, you just took over one of the outposts that had a baby in there as well. I mean, he was very aware. So either he has a personal interest or he just knows his people that well. I mean, I guess it could be. Seth Sullivan, will Daryl continue to be a loose cannon to the point that he leaves the group? Anything is possible at this point. They definitely have made Daryl a little bit different this time around. I mean, he's always been a little bit of a free spirit, but more so now that he's went through that psychological change with Glenn and Abraham and then Easy Street. I'd like to think that him and Rick can just patch things up and coexist. But with the time skip, I do think the time skip is going to do everybody some good. It's going to sort of reset the story a little bit. 1189 Paris with a super chat donation. So thank you. You guys should at this point know what the super chat rules are. It's a little dollar symbol down there. It's a contribution, lights up the screen. So whenever somebody makes a super chat, we will focus on their question. So if I can have everybody sort of zone in on this and give me a hand answering this. So do you think The Walking Dead could go on without Rick Grimes? And if so, why? You know what? I'm going to ask the group here, and then I'm going to give you my answer, because we could do this kind of like a survey. How many people here think that The Walking Dead could go on and be successful without Rick? And then I'll chime in and give my 2 cents as well. Graydon gets out of the gates and says yes. I think we're going to get a lot of no's, is my personal opinion. Don, that wasn't even a no. He said hell no. Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot more no's than yeses. So let me, why most people are typing no. Kirkman has made a very bold statement multiple times that anybody could die. The story will go on, even if Rick were to... I don't see it right now. I think they need Rick to drive the story. They felt like they didn't need Carl to drive the story any longer. So I think they're going to rely on Rick and Negan and that partnership and then fighting a different war. And it's not going to be about, father-son or keeping his family alive. It's going to be about surviving the next threat that comes about. And someone brought it up just a second ago. If Carl were to take over for Rick, I think it'd still be a gamble, but I could see Rick leaving the show and Carl taking over at some point. But now, no, not anytime soon. They're going to have to develop several more characters, and they're going to have to gradually phase Rick out if that's what they were going to do. And he's the star of the show. So how do you do that? Negan could steal a little bit of his thunder. It's going to be very difficult with this story for Rick to pass the baton to someone else. And it's not, I don't think they could replace him as an actor. I just think it's going to be hard to write the story in a direction that doesn't really make him the central figure. It's a good question. And I'd say we're safe for at least 2 more seasons before they would even try that. And, maybe that's something they do in season 11 and they gamble and say, you know what, we're either going to, the customer base is going to, the audience is going to like what we do here, or we're going to end up failing and it's going to be the last season. Because realistically, I mean, how many more seasons could the show go? We talked about last night, maybe 3 to 5. I do think it'll have a minimum of 3. I don't know what they could do with their content more than 5 seasons. But great question. All right, we're going to take a couple more questions. Wow, time flies. We're like 23 minutes into this. We're definitely going to keep it to 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll get a couple more questions, and I'm going to make just a couple more announcements, and we will wrap this thing up and let everybody get ready for their holidays. So let's get 2 more questions here. And here's a good comment. Angela McMillan says, wouldn't be the same if he died. Could go on, but I doubt the viewers would follow. Yeah, I think that would be, even if Rick's not your favorite character, I think everybody acknowledges that he is the star of the show. And it'd be tough to follow. I mean, you're going to follow Ezekiel's storyline or Maggie's storyline. Yeah, it wouldn't be terrible, but yeah, it's going to be missing too much. Penny, I don't know about Andrew Lincoln's contract. All I know is he got a huge raise this year. I thought he signed a contract through 2019, and Daryl signed one through 2020. And I'll have to go back and verify that. But at the time, I think Andrew Lincoln was up to $600,000 per episode, and Norman Reedus was about $540,000. But let me verify, because I did a video on that a while back. Might have been about 7 or 8 months ago. We're talking about Walking Dead salaries. So Eric says, after the fall of Negan, do you think he'll ever be able to lead again? Eric, it depends on whether you want to go the comic route or you're solely going to go on Negan's character on the show. I do think, even on the show, there's a possibility that Negan could have an admiration for Rick. It was already there for Carl. But you know, his respect for Rick might allow him to play second fiddle, and when the bigger war comes out, then that's a possibility. Special shout out to Nathan Hartswick. So says, love the channel, keep it going on. Super chat donation. So thank you so much, Nathan. And give us a question. So, you know, toss something out there. If the moderators see him type something, let me know. We'll stop and we'll talk about it. But I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the support. I think the bigger question is, maybe even if Negan doesn't lead again, you still have that wild card in Simon. And I don't know Simon's going to be easy to tame. I mean, this could be a peace treaty with a few wild rebels out there led by Simon that could keep this little war going on a little bit longer, even if they capture Negan. Or, you know, maybe they capture Negan and Simon wants to break him out. They could write the story in a completely different way. I mean, we assume that Rick's going to take Negan prisoner and not kill him, and everything's just going to be, you know, happy and well, but could still be a whole bunch of saviors out there that want to break him out. All right, we're going to take one more question, so everybody make it good. Let's see. That's a good comment. Maggie just does not like Simon. He's new public enemy #1. What Simon says is, I'm going to have to correct you on that point. Yeah, he's a smart ass. You know, I think that's a good question. Where would they hold him? If the cell is still there, they're good. And thank you so much. So once again, Paris with the super chat donation says, Merry Christmas, best YouTube channel for debate. And you know, I appreciate that. That is tremendous praise, because one of the things that I love doing is just talking to you guys every night and creating a topic for debate. So that is really our goal, is to be a little bit different than a lot of other channels. I know there are other things that I will do from time to time, comic book reads, video games, but there's so many people out there now that are doing the 5 to 6 minute clips, and I did a lot of those as well. And I'm not saying you won't ever see some of those updates from time to time, but I really enjoy the back and forth, the conversation, and getting all of your ideas into it. And so thanks a lot. I'm glad you appreciate that, and I'm glad you notice it. And we got OU Crawfish says, I don't know who this Kills guy is. I think he's doing a good job. Merry Christmas. So thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you as well, and appreciate the compliment. So a lot of super chat, and you know, you guys know me. You talk to me almost every day. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and with that being said, we are at 29 minutes, so I want to keep this right at 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys, if you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, but happy holidays to everyone. You know, take a little time off, spend some time. This is just a great time to relax and appreciate all the things that are out there. I do want to say I appreciate everybody in this stream. You guys are wonderful. It has been an incredible year. We will do some streams next week, so this isn't the end of the year for us, but I am looking forward to an exciting 2018 and just continuing to build this group, the 999 Army, all of our channels. We just have a blast, and you know, special thanks to all my moderators once again. And if you want a shout out, I see people asking for shout outs already. We're going to do as many as we can. If you're watching the playback of this, this is just the closing credits. If you're still here and you want to be acknowledged in this video, give me a quick 999. If I don't get to you when the video goes live, just leave a comment and remind me and say, hey, Kill, it's been a couple videos and you keep missing my name. It's not intentional. I do want to get as many people recognized as possible, because You guys are 999. You build this up. You're the reason the channel is here. So thank you so much. David Prada, Merry Christmas to you. Scott Kernan, Eric Bennett, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. Another super chat donation. You guys are nuts, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. DJ Flexmaster in the house. Kathleen Osterholt, Michelle M, happy holidays to you. Valar, Little Tiger, Brian Clayton, I see you up there. It's streaming fast. Brian Gray, Walani, Matthew Mullins. What's up, man? Good to see you, Matthew. Kelsa Smile, Joanna Karpowicz. I can't keep up with everybody. Of course, the OU Crawfish. Thank you again for that super chat donation. Seth Sullivan. Who else we got? Michelle M. Trev Heath, 1973. Sharon Bonacorda, Maggie Bonacorda, Krista McBride, Garrett Farmer. Mercedes Velasquez, thanks for being here. Dave Doherty, Angela McMillan. Steph the Cuervo Queen, what's up? Now I got to scroll back up. Salem Blue, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Gene Atkins, Carol Weaver. Jenna Panda, good to see you. Mella Cooper, thank you for being here. Dennis Panna, Buffy Batcave. I'm missing so many people. I'm skipping all around. Matthew Cooper, Michelle Wolf, Hassan Shabazz, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Northside Queen, pleasure as always. Also, those of you that are here, if you have an idea, you have a spoiler, just shoot me a message on Kick. It's KILZHOT. I know sometimes during stream, or not even during streams, before streams, some people message me, hey Kills, is there a stream going on tonight? So, you know, if there's any changes, I can always message you like that as well. Worth Thompson, thanks for being here. Emmy Desiree Bacon. Tommy the Enforcer McCandless. Dark Angel. Candy Zayed. Rick Fisher. Penny for your thoughts. Who else we got? Jennifer Ashley. The South Carolina Connection. All right, let's see if we can get a few more shout-outs in here. We might be called up. I think we're good to go. All right, if I missed anybody, once again, AJ Jepson, I appreciate you. Who else we got? Lynn, the Zombie Fox. Haven't seen her in a little bit, but I know she watches a little bit of the playback, so thank you so much. And once again, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you all on Tuesday. We'll do a live stream. Stay tuned because there could be, as I said, some comic book reads and a couple other things that may pop up over the next couple days, but it's going to be real light content, and we'll see you in the next stream. Thanks, everybody. Peace.